Hi guys, Aaron Dorr here, Director of the New York State Firearms Association. I wanted to give you an update on the co-sponsor push that we have underway right now in Albany on Stand Your Ground Law. You guys have been making major shockwaves in Albany for the last couple of weeks. In just about a week's time, almost 10,000 emails have slammed into the Capitol telling lawmakers, many of whom hate this great state, many of whom hate our freedoms, many of whom stand up for criminals, right, through last year's criminal bail reform insanity, but many of whom are pro-gun and want to support the Second Amendment. One of those guys who's leading this charge for us is Senator Rob Ortt. Senator Ortt from Niagara County is the lead sponsor on Stand Your Ground Law bill. And if you've missed our previous videos on what this bill would do, we've broken it down quite a bit, so check out our YouTube channel or Facebook page for more information on this. But in a nutshell, Stand Your Ground Law simply says if you're in your home or if you're any place else you're lawfully permitted to be, so walking down the sidewalk with your family after dinner, coming out of church, at the grocery store, maybe you're hunting for toilet paper, right? That's all the rage right now with the coronavirus. Any place you're lawfully allowed to be, work, in your car, at your office, any place that you're lawfully allowed to be, and you're not the aggressor in an attack, if somebody attacks you, you can use defensive force without having to retreat. It's just that simple. The force has to be justifiable, but as long as you're not the aggressor and your force is justifiable, there's no requirement for you to retreat. That is far different from how the law reads right now. There is no protections for you and you are expected to retreat if you use any kind of force in public. Even in your own home right now, if you use force in your own home, you are expected to retreat if you can do so. It's right in Chapter 35 under the justification statute. So that's the bad news. The good news now, again, is that Senator Rob Ortt is leading the charge to advance this bill. And a big shout out and a thank you to Rob for taking this bill and running it for us this session in Albany. But now I'll get to the details of who is co-sponsoring this bill. We have a long and strong number of co-sponsors. I'm going to read off the names. This is going to be the Senate side only, right? The Senate side only. But right now, besides Senator Ortt, you have Daphne Jordan, Senator Jordan from over just near the Albany area, John Flanagan, you've got George Borrello, Joseph Griffo, Pam Helming, Andrew Lanza, Thomas O'Mara, Betty Little, James Seward, and Chris Jacobs. So at this point, we have 50% of the Republican conference in Albany co-sponsoring this bill. So if your senator's name was not listed, you got to help us out and fire off an email talking to your senator saying, hey, I need to see you on this bill. It's very popular with gun owners. It's got a lot of support in Albany, and I want to see your name on here as well. So again, in a nutshell, you've got Senator Ortt, Jordan, Flanagan, Borrello, Griffo, Helming, Lanza, O'Mara, Jacobs, Little, and Seward. These are the 11 names right now on the bill. The Assembly side, the bill was just filed in the last couple of days by David DiPietro, and I'm not sure we have any co-sponsors on there. The way the process works takes a little bit of time for those names to be added on. So when we have that list for you, we'll let you know. So again, if your senator's name was not listed, you got to email them. The link for the email is right beneath this video. It's an automated email, folks. You don't have to figure out what your senator's email address is, what you want to say. It's all set up for you. Simply add in your address so the system knows who your lawmakers are in Albany and press send. This is an election year. And a lot of gun owners may be asking the question, why are we pushing on a stand your ground, pro-gun bill in 2020 when we all know that our governor hates America, hates gun owners, hates our freedom? This is exactly the reason why. If we always are on defense, which is how the gun rights battle in this state has been for quite some time, we're always going to lose because we're never pushing back. We're never taking the opportunity to go on offense, on attack, And then, if these legislators kill this bill, well, guess what? We have ammo we need then at election time to go after them, especially in vulnerable seats. And make no mistake, 2020 is going to be our time to hold people accountable. We have 5 Senate Democrats alone, not even discussing the Assembly, but 5 in the Senate who carried seats for the first time in 2018 that Donald Trump carried in 2016. These are all 2-year terms. So they're all up again in 2020. This is going to be a fantastic time for us as a gun rights organization to go on attack in those districts, holding them accountable for what they have done or not done, as is the case of Stand Your Ground Law when it comes to our gun rights. This is our time to attack. This is the perfect bill for us to do it on, and it's the perfect time with the elections around the corner to make your voice heard. So again, fire off your email, guys. If the senators' names that I mentioned, if that's your senator, be sure and thank them. Drop them an email, hit them on Facebook, whatever. Thank them for supporting the bill. But if your senator's name was not listed, you want to take action today, guys. Much more to come in the days ahead. Stay tuned.